Yes, well, the residents here on Pierce Drive got very lucky. You can sort of see the path of the tornado with the downed trees behind me, and then across the street as you walk down this person's driveway, you can see even more downed trees in their backyard. Now, that accumulation has not stopped residents from coming into 7-Eleven here, grabbing coffee and going to work. The fireworks lit up the Hudson here in Jersey City, marking a great end to this 4th of July. 83% of those with the measles are children. This is why County Executive Ed Day has made it against the law not to vaccinate your child. There are still several hot spots inside the building, and his guess is they will not be finished here for several hours, if not days. The police commissioner says these suspects will be held accountable, as this is the first time in 30 years a Yonkers police officer has been shot. Yes, while the MTA has not yet released the name of the man who lost his life here along these tracks Wednesday night, FiOS 1 News is told he attempted to climb on top of a stopped train car when he came into contact with dangerous wires.
But when that wind is beating at your face, it makes it almost impossible to see out here.
Again, the female officer who was shot in the face here is said to be in serious but stable condition. We're told she is talking. And while many people were shaken by the news earlier this morning, they haven't let it ruin their day or their mindset about coming to New York during the holidays. While watching parents shop with their children on Wednesday, one has to assume that child is vaccinated, or else it would be illegal for them to be in Walmart.
That they were supposedly going to enforce this, so I don't know how they're going to enforce it, so it's being very interesting.
The county is experiencing the largest measles outbreak in decades. There are 155 confirmed cases and several unreported. Health officials say it's spreading because the infected aren't complying.
We see more and more instances of infected, minor, unvaccinated people going to places such as the Palisades Center Mall, which has thousands of people go back and forth through their doors.
Earlier this month, someone with the measles shopped at Target, ate at a local deli, and took public transportation, knowingly spreading the most contagious disease. The town supervisor of Orangetown, Chris Day, tweeted he was at that Target during the exposure, but luckily ran inside without his newborn child, who's too young to get vaccinated. For reasons like this, the county called for a state of emergency to make sure those who are unvaccinated or who have the measles stay out of the public domain or risk jail time.
They're doing what they have to do, but 30 days isn't enough. They're going to have to extend it.
23% of people under 18 in the county are not vaccinated for the measles, according to the state's immunization census. These children are now banned from public places for 30 days or until they receive their first MMR vaccine.
I mean, it's ridiculous in this day and age that you have to fight over parents to have their children vaccinated.
If the county were to find out that a parent brought their unvaccinated minor to a public place like this shopping center, that parent could face up to 6 months in jail or a $500 fine.
Our beloved First Lady that I care so much about said, when they go low, we go high, and I went as high as I could.
Patricia Okomo was responsible for the 4th of July protests, which made headlines. The 44-year-old Staten Island resident climbed the Statue of Liberty, and after a several-hour standoff with the U.S. Parks Police, she was arrested.
And she climbed the Statue of Liberty because she believes that every time a family is separated, every time an immigrant is criminalized, we betray those words.
The U.S. District Attorney's Office has charged Okomo with 3 federal misdemeanors: trespassing, interference with government agency functions, and disorderly conduct. Each charge holds a maximum sentence of 6 months in prison or a fine. According to a statement released by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, even in protest, one should not break the law. As alleged in the information, the defendant staged a dangerous stunt that alarmed the public and endangered her own life and the lives of the NYPD officers who responded to the scene. While we must and do respect the rights of the people to peaceable protests, that right does not extend to breaking the law in ways that put others at risk.
I would not do it again. The judge told me not to. Of course, I would not do it again. But I think the message was sent.
Patricia Okomo, who climbed the Statue of Liberty on July 4th, has been arrested and released. Her next court appearance is on August 3rd.
Justice for all!
No exceptions!
No exceptions!
In Tarrytown, women rallying for justice.
Scared for my son every day. I call him in the morning and I call him at night because I'm scared.
Yeah, more specific than Black Lives Matter, more specific than the women's movement, because Black women have kind of been left out of both of those conversations, and by things that the government have done to improve civil rights, women's rights. Black women have been left out of both of those.
This Black Women's March, organized by Vanessa Green of Black Lives Matter, comes on the heels of a police-involved shooting in Brooklyn and the death of Stephon Clark in Sacramento. In both cases, cops shot and killed a man they suspected to have a gun, but didn't actually carry one.
Kill that baby! And his brother is suffering!
And his brother is suffering!
Hand in hand, the marchers walked towards the ramp to the Mario Cuomo Bridge in an effort to walk to Memorial Park in Nyack. But they were met by a strong police presence.
Stay behind the plow truck.
It was clear marchers were unable to cross, and organizer Vanessa Green says it does not end here.
Clear that nothing has ended for us, because real clear that we could be back here, and when we come next time, there'll be no notification. You'll just see, there's a bunch of people walking on that bridge.
That's
so
right.
They don't know that you have stopped nothing today but for us to become more determined to get across that bridge.
Although they were unable to cross by foot, the state police agreed to escort them to Nyack by car, caravan style. As you can see, many cars lined up with signs hanging out their windows. And just like that, this Black women's movement stretched from Westchester to Rockland County.